On the 5th of May 1961, the United States celebrated when their astronaut Alan Shepard became the first American in space. Yet it was another flight that paved the way for Shepard's success, and this special mission happened just 3 months before, and at the helm of the spacecraft was number 65. This is the story of Ham, the first chimpanzee sent into space.
Mercury, go. Evangelize all.
Ham was a male chimpanzee born in 1957 in the French Cameroons in West Africa. Having been taken by trappers and sent to a bird farm in Florida, Ham would then be sold on to the US Air Force in 1959 and sent to Holloman Air Force Base in New Mexico and was given the number 65. It is here that Ham began his training to enter space along with 40 other chimpanzees. Ham wouldn't be the first animal to go boldly where no other animal had gone before. Check out my episode on Laika the dog. However, Ham's mission was all part of the US space program that was in a race with the Soviet Union to be the first to send a human into space. So why send a chimp into space? Well, because they're kind of like our cousins in that they're highly intelligent, they demonstrate various emotions, they have metacognition, so are able to reflect on their own thoughts, and chimps can also be trained to perform a variety of tasks such as lever pulling needed during launch and re-entry, and they share about 98.6% of our DNA. So whatever would happen to the chimpanzee's brain and body whilst in space, such as weightlessness, would give a good indication of what could happen to a human. From the original group of chimps that were trained for space travel, NASA reduced the group down to 6 and then split the group to reduce the likelihood for spreading germs, and they were moved to Cape Canaveral. The chimps practiced their tasks in mock-ups in the Mercury capsule, which they would be travelling in, and up until the day before launch, all 6 chimps were still in the running to be sent beyond. However, Ham was chosen because, according to the veterinarian at the time, he was particularly feisty and in good humour and health. On the 31st of January in 1961, the Mercury Redstone 2 mission was ready to launch. Ham was placed into the small capsule within the Mercury spacecraft number 5, which was boosted by a Mercury Redstone 2 rocket. The capsule reached an altitude of 157 miles and travelled at the speed of over 5,800 miles per hour. The mission lasted for 16 minutes and 39 seconds, and Ham performed his tasks flawlessly. His heart rate increased and he is said to have experienced some stress, yet he completed all of the things he needed to do. During his flight, however, there was partial loss of air pressure. This could have spelt disaster for Ham, but thankfully, because he was encased in his capsule, he remained safe. Then, upon re-entry and splashdown, water started flooding the capsule. However, the rescue helicopter managed to get to Ham in time and he was saved. According to reports, Ham shook hands with the commander of the recovery ship as well as others and readily accepted an apple. Ham was celebrated as a hero and his contributions to the space program were recognised. He was retired to the National Zoo in Washington, D.C. before finally being moved on to North Carolina Zoological Park. Ham died in 1983 and his skeleton went to the Armed Forces Institute of Pathology for further investigation, whilst the other remains were buried at the International Space Hall of Fame. Ham's mission was a significant achievement in the history of space exploration, and it paved the way for the future missions. His contribution helped scientists better understand the effects of space travel on living creatures and contributed to the development of manned space missions.